Sorry about that. My allergies are just killing me today. But if I would have felt better and worked, it would have been perfectly fine. Today's, we had another one in the same location, and then this one in Naperville going to Aurora. And I probably would have taken it. It's $61, I think, but I wanted to get into that algorithm, or at least try to. And again, I don't know if that matters. If I declined it, would I never see another one for them? I don't know. Just like I don't know how Frederick works at 1 o'clock. You get an order. If you don't, I mean, I know you get what? I think it used to be 6 minutes. Maybe now it's only 5 minutes to look over things and whatever. But in the meantime, I'm missing out on other potential orders. Whereas I feel like, and I could be wrong, that if I just swiped right away that, I accepted it, then I get another one right away. Because I usually get them at 1:01 and I'm done by 1:03. So I still don't exactly know how Frederick works as far as assigning orders at all. I have no clue. But with that being said, I'm making my spreadsheet so I know who I should take, who I shouldn't take based on parking. I was in the city downtown every day last week. Well, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And did pretty well. I was even on Wacker Drive, which, is my nemesis, but I didn't have to go to Lower Wacker and they came down with a cart. So I'm learning and realizing that there are a bunch of buildings downtown that will come down with a cart, and ironically, they are the best tippers. So my spreadsheet hopefully will save time for me to hem and haw if I'm going to take it, when I can just look at the spreadsheet and see if it's something that I know was good. So hopefully that will help me. I am loving this so much, and I am exhausted only because nothing was ever in a line. So I'm doing a lot of driving, which I am by no means complaining at all. I just have to readjust to things. So, and if I'm repeating myself, I apologize, because again, I'm making videos. I just don't get around to posting them. And then by the time I realize, I didn't post it, I feel like it's kind of old news. That I'd rather just make one fresh and tell you guys what I'm doing now. So I may have repeated myself, and if I did, I apologize. But are you guys enjoying everything? Are you busy? How about the other catering apps? Because I feel like Zifty went in the toilet. I did Redmayne, which is a company that I love, on Monday for Zifty. But then I haven't seen a single thing, although my husband did get Redmayne today for Wednesday off of Zifty. But it's like there's nothing else. And now that Deliver That is sending their exclusive orders, I got 2 today for tomorrow, one for $14, one for $18. So I'm not taking that. And I thought that everyone was equal. I'm not sure if that's still the case. I know UDM had a live yesterday, and my husband and I just got home, and we caught it, I don't know, maybe halfway to 3/4 of the way when it was done. So we decided to rewind it to start it from the beginning, and then all of a sudden it was gone. And I guess the live finished, and he hasn't posted that live, which I wish he would, because it was very interesting. I don't normally watch him.
At the next light,
my husband does occasionally, but I don't. So it was interesting to hear his side, because he was like the it person for Deliver That. So it's kind of interesting to see his side on how they flipped it, because I thought, according to the email that I got, I really honestly thought everybody was on the same playing field, that there were no more tiers. But again, I don't know why I wouldn't see anything, because I know where I live, there's tons of catering. So if they did it by location, I would think that I would see more. But again, I don't know how they work. I've done 15, maybe 16 orders for them in 2 years. So it's not like I am high on their priority list, and I understand that, and that's fine with me. But I thought that I would see better orders. Not so much more, but better. This weather today is ridiculous. It is like raining for 2 minutes and then sunny, and then it becomes humid, and then it rains for another 5 minutes. When I left to come pick up this order, I'm glad that I left early because it was pouring. I mean, where I live, we had to go under a viaduct and it was flooded. I thought for sure I would get stuck because I'm in my husband's car. But
at the light, turn right.
It makes me so angry that she goes up in volume every time she starts to talk, even though I turn her down. But we had just gotten home from our other catering order, and because he was driving for me, which I was so appreciative. And then we had like a half hour to sit. Of course, I can't sit because my cats are all over me like the second I walk in the door. But then I knew he was tired, so I let him fall asleep to take a nap and just drove myself. But back to Zifty, I used to be able to get stuff off of them all the time, and I can't do it anymore. I'm waiting for them to start sending people orders instead of having them on a board so that the bots go away. And you know, ezCater is behind all of this, and they've got to get to them at some point. I still don't know how in the world Coriel is in existence and they get all of the good tip orders and don't give them to the drivers. They keep them, which I don't understand that. Even for Relish, how are you able to keep all of this from the drivers that actually do the work? I don't know. But I hope Zifty goes to assigning orders because it gets rid of the bots. Because they have some really good orders and some high-paying orders as well. But anyway, I am a little nervous because I have yet to hear from the Meijer chip lady that I'm supposed to do every other week. I thought for sure she would have sent me the boxes of chips by now because this would be the week to do them. And part of my interest in them was because I was able to do them at my pace as long as they were done that week. Then there's 14 stores, and again, if I've said this already, I apologize because I don't know what I've posted. There's 14 stores. 7 of them I can maneuver around anytime because they're close to my house. 2 of them are actually right by my house. But the receiving docks are open from 5 a.m. to 1 p.m. So that's my only stipulation, is that I can do it any day, but it has to be between those hours. So the other 7 stores are divided between Rockford, which is way west, and like the Rockford area, and then like the Bolingbrook area, which is south. So I was hoping that I could get some catering orders that way, or at least close to where I could go do those first and then go do the caterings. But she hasn't excuse me, she hasn't called me. So my theory of why she hasn't called me is because of the bread delivery. Remember I told you guys about her other company that they wanted me to deliver for? I thought I gave them a quote of $115, which I thought was only $50 over what they were paying. However, after I reread her text, they were paying a $5 flat fee for a pickup. So just $5 to go to her office to pick up the chips, and then $7 a stop. She said they were averaging 5 a week. So that would have been $35 plus the $5 fee, $40. I gave them a quote of a $40 flat fee plus $15 a stop. So 15 times 5 is 75 plus 40 is 115. So from 40 to 115 is a huge. I thought I was only charging them, I don't even remember what I thought, but it wasn't that much money. So I'm going to email her and just tell her I'm going to rescind my quote because it's not going to be profitable for either one of us to do it, because she gave me 5 zip codes. 3 of them were downtown and the other 2 were by my house. And I can't fit anything in between those because it's frozen bread. So it's like I have, if it was, I could go do the 3 deliveries, go do the catering, and then come and do the other 2, but I can't. So I'm not going to waste a whole morning for $115 when I could possibly get a breakfast or 2 or whatever, and not have to drive as many. Well, I guess I would still be driving the same amount of miles, but I'd rather do one delivery than 5 to make that much money. So I'm going to tell her I'll take that away and just ask her about this week and, how are we going to go forward. We've never spoken. Everything has been through a text message. And I just think that she has a bad taste in her mouth thinking I'm going to upcharge her for these chip deliveries when I'm not, because it's not, even though it's 14 stops, it's not 14 in one day. So I'm fine. I think it'll be a little under $450 for the week for the 14 stops. But again, I can divide them however I want to and do them whenever I want to, as long as they're done that week. So that's it. But I hope you guys are having a good day and had a good weekend. It was very nice and relaxing, but again, retraining. I don't need to take all of these weekend orders if they don't make sense. I am just so used to having to try to get as many deliveries to make it to Elite that I'm still in the mindset of whatever they're going to send me, I'm going to take. So when I need to just retrain my brain that I will take what is good for me and my family, I don't want to put all these miles on the car. I will make $105, I think, today in catering, which is good. I'm not saying it's not, but they were kind of on, not opposite ends, but they weren't close to each other. So I got the other one first, and I was fine with that because we go out there every weekend anyways. But this one I shouldn't have taken, but I went into that Factor algorithm. If you know if that is not true, if I decline something, am I out of that company's algorithm, please let me know. Because I've done that, it'll be twice now, for today and one for tomorrow for Amazon. I just don't want to decline an Amazon and then never get another Amazon, Same thing with Factor. Factor is the one where my husband had and people didn't show up.
At the next light,
it was a 3-driver one, and the 2 drivers, him and the other driver, did all the work, and they didn't know that there was 3 drivers. They just knew it was a multi-driver. So when 2 of them showed up, they just assumed it was the 2 of them. Delivered called my husband and said that, is this driver there? And he's like, no, we didn't know that there was a 3rd driver. They said, okay, well, they're going to meet you at the drop-off. They never came to the pickup, ever. So they never loaded a single thing. And they didn't get there. Actually, he believes that they were there and just parked a little further up. Then when they were done unloading, they started to back up. But again, Delivered called him to ask him, were they there? And they said no. So they did the job of 3 drivers for 2 of them. And this is why I believe that the tier system had to be changed. And I know I might get some slack for this, and just know I love every single one of you, and I don't mean it towards you guys, but I've seen so many of them out here that they were elites. And I have always said that the elites should have gotten the better orders because they've done the most orders. That's how it was at the time. But on the flip side, there were so many of them that literally got better orders because they may have signed up a month before me or 2 months before me or whatever. So they got more orders and made it to Elite before I did, but they were not good drivers at all. They would leave for me to finish the setup because they had another delivery on another app. They would not show up. or they would show up without hot bags and say, oh, I'll just sit here and help you guys. There's nothing I can do. Well, you're supposed to. I mean, you're an elite driver. You know you have to have hot bags and a cart and everything else that you have on your app that you have in order to get these large orders. So while I always said the elites should get the best of the best, I also said that all of the elites should not have been elite. And I think that's why they had to do this redetermination or reconfiguration of it because of ezCater. I think that the new CEO of ezCater is a stickler, obviously, because they've been getting too many complaints about things being late or whatever. And he's making all of the apps change it if they want to get any orders. So I feel like we do our part in order to be on time to everything, and we are rewarded now with better orders. Again, not saying every elite was bad. The majority of them, very good and deserved it. But there was always those few, and Chris Barnes did that interview with Rideshare Rodeo, and he said that ever since they announced the stats to people, that they have seen a tremendous uptick in orders being on time, which is part their fault. They should have told us that a long time ago. I remember when you would call in because you're not getting orders, and your natural thing is my account okay? Oh yeah, your account's perfect, you've got great stats. And I'm like, stats? We don't know anything about stats. But they should have been transparent all along, and people would have worked towards keeping their stats up. Plus, we didn't know at the time that you had to be marked complete by 5 minutes, within 5 minutes. There were just so many things we didn't know. But anyways, I'm going off tangent again. So I'm almost here. I probably should sign off. This is such an easy drop. We pull up. It's like a little half circle. You pull up. You put there. I have 3 bags. It's $600 worth of food, and it's 3 bags from Smashburger. So normally I could carry all 3, but my invalid self can only carry 2 at a time. And they come down with a cart. You put it on the cart, you're done, because you're not allowed in the building. Those are the best orders ever. So, and then I'm going to go home, and I'm going to go to bed early because I am so tired. I don't know why yesterday I could not sleep. My husband and I both didn't fall asleep until 2 a.m. and we were up at 8:30, which I was very thankful because my cat let me sleep in. But I felt like it was like I got so much sleep, but I really did not. So, but anyways, I will let you guys go. And I tried to go live, but nobody joined because it was not a good time. And I get that. I never know a good time for when to actually go live. But one day I'll get to go back on. I think my mornings on my way to wherever I'm going is the best time to go because people are in the middle of deliveries and stuff. So we're trying to, my husband and I had a big talk today, throughout the day, about changes that we're going to make and do and how I can fit in. I still want to keep Shipt because I have too many preferred customers that I worked very hard for and that tip me really well and is very profitable, and it's my second favorite app. So we're trying to, I want to make sure that I keep the top tier on that because then that gives me 50% off of an oil change, and it gives me every 2 months to keep their top tier. I only have to do 30 orders in 2 months, so 15 orders a month, which is insane. I mean, I do 80. So I want to make sure that I am able to still shop because I love doing that. And I'm hoping that it's just delivered and shipped, that's all that I have to do. But we'll see. I will always have all my other apps to keep my options open. And trust me, I'm very well aware that things can change at the drop of a dime. But I would like to take the most advantage of things as I can right now. Oh man, I was supposed to turn there. I'll just turn here. But anyways, I just want you guys to know how much I appreciate all of you subscribing. I think I am up to 60 now. I don't know what the next goal should be. I have no clue. I know I keep seeing Dean is like, are you going to stop, dude? Thank you. Is getting new subscribers left and right, and I'm so happy for him. I just don't go live enough. I have to put that in my schedule too. I should just make a schedule for everything and make sure I have it on me at all times. So, but I am going to go in here and drop this stuff off. Thank you guys for chatting with me while I made the drive. It makes things go so much quicker for me. So, I will talk to you guys tomorrow and enjoy the rest of your night.